Welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. So today we're going to talk a little bit different and not just jump into a coin, and we're not going to talk about the economy too tightly here. There's lots going on there. There's going to be lots going on every day. And I want to talk about keeping perspective. That's important, not just in the economy, not just in crypto, but also in life. So this came to me the other day. So I went out and on the advice of a few friends, I got a little notebook and another notebook to keep these things in. I'm trying to have a notebook for each thing, but got this notebook. In case you're wondering why I picked this notebook, and you notice the pattern, polka dots. All right, you put that together. Okay, but hey, I have a little bit of fun with it. All right, so that way I remember, hey, that's my crypto book, dots. So anyway, so I put a list in here of all the different things I want to talk about as I do different shows. And sometimes I'll do an interview, as you saw last night, or yeah, you saw yesterday with Divvy Daddy's family, which is fantastic. I think that's a great video. Or I've got other things like that in the works. I talk about coins, I talked about other things, but sometimes I'll drop just a little bit of a thought nugget for you guys to think about. And today is talking about this list that I'm making. I make this list, and you need to have perspective on how you're managing your lists. I learned a long time ago that sometimes you just need to have this perspective change. And as soon as you have it, life changes completely. So for example, this list, I know that this list is never going to end, and I'm comfortable with that. And as soon as you have that perspective with lists, if you have a honey-do list from your significant other, or however you get a list of a to-do list, that list never finishes. What you need to understand is that once you get appreciation for that, like, okay, well, this list, I'm always going to add to it. As long as I cross a few things off each day, you'll feel great. But some days you'll be like, I'm never going to finish this list. You have to remember, not every list is I'm going to finish all this stuff. The only lists I think that you should finish are when you're packing for a trip, and I'm not good at those either. But you can make a list for the stuff you're bringing, or to have as a checklist for what you brought when you pack to come back. And the only other list I can think of that you're going to finish is when you go to the grocery store. So that's the things you want to get, or when you go shopping, I want to get these things and bring them back. That kind of list you can finish. And if you don't finish it, it's not the end of the day. You move on. It's not the end of the world. You just move that item to the next list and so on. That's what this book is going to be. This book is never going to finish. I might run out of room in the book at some point, but for now, every time I have an idea for a video, or someone that leaves a comment to me and says, hey, that's a good idea for a video, I should make that one. I'll jot it down in this lovely, oh so attractive polka dot book, and keep some ideas of different topics I'm going to cover. So like things like I've been meaning to touch on for the last 4 months, I'm going to start getting to it. But if you look at this list and you're like, oh my God, there's so much in this list, it's so daunting, it can overwhelm you. And a lot that happens for a lot. You get paralysis by analysis, you get overwhelmed. You have to keep perspective. So I'll tell one other story, which is that when I was in college, I went to this really hard school, and I did great in high school, went to this hard college, and it was really hard. And I'm like, I reached a decision point where it was like I could go down two different paths. I could try and kill myself and be a straight A student again, or I could live a life and be still productive and be at peace with being an above average, not a bad student, but above average student, but not try and kill myself and try to be more well-rounded. Well, that's the path I went down. And that de-stressor for me of not feeling compelled to be like that straight A student and trying to get the best grade possible every single time took a lot of pressure off. And sometimes if you take the pressure off, your perspective changes and the whole world changes, and things to get done a lot easier. So I've got a list of all these videos I want to make. I'm never going to check them all off. So once you're at peace with a to-do list and just say, if I accomplish 2, 3, 4 things on this list, or move the ball forward on a couple of them, I'll feel great. So you need to have perspective. And again, now bring it back to crypto, right? The perspective, the big picture. We all know that the present economic system is not the answer anymore. Possibly never was, not for us at least. But that does seem to be the answer, at least the best one that we have available, is crypto. And we know in big picture, that's going to be really big. But on a daily basis, anything can happen on a daily basis, any hour, things happen. Somebody tweets, somebody releases a press conference or a statement from the government, whatever, and things move. But you just have to deal with it. Just remember, when in doubt, zoom out, and you look at the picture and like, look at that. Bitcoin was under 10,000 last year. Now it's over 40. And it used to be 30, and now it was 30 last month, and now it's 45. So you've gone up 50% in a month. That can happen in crypto, but it can also go down that way. But long-term trend, just look at the Bitcoin's lows every year and how they go up, 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 then higher low every single year. So keep that in mind, keep some perspective, make a list, but know the purpose of the list and know that some lists will never be finished. If you can think of it that way, and just like, if I make accomplishments on a couple of these things, and I can say, you know what, if someone asked me what I did today, I checked a couple of things off. I'm never going to finish this list of videos because I'm always going to be adding to this list. And I'm just like, what am I going to make today? So this was the video I chose to make today. I wanted to get a video out today, and I wanted to make sure that I stick to my word as much as I can of doing 5 videos a week. We're going to see how we get there, but got the camera set up. I got everything rolling, and we've got all our entries in for Altcoinopoly. So expect an announcement on Friday. So we'll be pulling a winner on Friday. So some perspective today, some thoughts, maybe something to add to your own list. So with all that said today, I'm going to close the drawer on the bureau, and I'll see you next time. Yeah.